This is called basic logic. Whenever you're running a biospiritual, neurological DNA operating system. And so I know that I've shared this before by virtue of what I've experienced, by virtue of what I learned, because I'm always experiencing pure, absolute, eternal love in my own heart and my soul. So that's what I am, because that's what I do. Love is what love does. That's creation energy. I'm always in now time. The past is gone, right? Water under a bridge. Future hasn't happened yet. The completion of a circuit. So there is no time. There's only what love is. And so this is one of the reasons why sometimes I'll go to look to see what these other folks are communicating to us through their channels. So you can see, for example, the color codes, the signets, right? Now, this doesn't mean, because I've worn colors before that represent these colors, because like when I was a child, I want all the colors in the crayon box. I don't want to have just limited colors. All the colors, all the frequencies, all the codes. Expand your consciousness. Everything's possible to create all the colors. Right? All the colors of the rainbow. Break them all up. Different frequency codes, color codes. And so when I was watching a very short part of Benjamin Fulford, okay, you see Benjamin Fulford wearing a plaid sort of shirt that is black and red, like cubes, squares. And the buddy that he had on there that was interviewing Benjamin Fulford, right, which was a Forbes guy, financial guy, and the other guy that was interviewing him, in his background, which is the mathematical landscape, you see a boxing ring, and you see red and black on both sides, right? And so they were talking about future possibilities. Now you're into the electrical potential possibilities of what we experience by virtue of what we create, or thus manifest into creation, the energy that we're using to manifest it with, who it is that we are, which is our platform identity, the identity of our consciousness, our solar arcing spiritual essence identity. Right? So one of the things that the guy was talking about is, well, this is the information that I got. Now we're back to what's already happened. The enemy, if you will, does not tell you what it's going to do. It actually strategizes on what it's going to do, trying to do it so that you don't know about it, so that you can make a counter move to prevent what it's going to do. Whatever it chooses it's going to do, which is a strategy, which is military, which is hierarchical. Now you're into predictive programming. Now you're into the quantum probability function, right? And why things implode, which is not natural for consciousness to be at war in its own mirror, right? To keep compressing its ion circuitry, to experience less of what it's aware of, because it's not expanding its consciousness of what it's creating to experience more of what it's giving love to. It's experiencing less and less and less and less and less, and increasing its mass and losing its speed to become more solid state. That's what it does. That's the nature, which is not natural, of what that metatronic spiral does. To implode on itself, so it can ultimately return to the sound and light source field. First creation, first spark, first spirit, first star, first sun, the sacred son of Unisai, Ayah. So when I hear these, oh, this could happen, that could happen, when Benjamin said, well, we don't really hold ourselves to these dates because you know how it is when dates come and go. Yeah, I know. That's why I don't normally pay attention to my bank account. I don't pay attention to a calendar or a clock. There is no time. What happens when consciousness, units of consciousness that represent formations of consciousness, are held captive to the circadian waveform rhythm of sound and light, or plasma waves that are held captive to the clocks, chasing electrons. Right? Then they're held captive by the clock, which are held captive by the system, It doesn't serve us because it's parasitic, which is not natural. Yeah. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen because I have no idea. I implicitly trust the mathematical divine right order, which is divine right timing, which is divine right breathing, which is perfecting the structural integrity of the first breath, breathing in tempo with the first breath of Kemaloati. Kira Shea Shaya.